Kia ora everyone, my name is Christine. I am 18 years old and currently almost 14 weeks pregnant. I just wanted to talk about my story and how this happened. It was an unplanned pregnancy and I was not ready for it, but I am getting ready for it. I just wanted to share my story and share basically what happened. So I'm going to start off with basically the how. It was a birth control malfunction, basically, just not working. So it pretty much started off with just trying to find the right birth control for me. I had been on the Jeanette pill from 13 years old until 17 years old. And I'd gotten a few UTIs during this time, like a lot more than I've ever had since going off the pill. So I definitely think it was caused from that. Basically, 2018 January, I decided that I would try something else. I would try a different form of pill. And I also forgot to take my pills a lot when I had the pill. So I was like, cool, I'm ready to try something different. I was recommended the rod, even though in my high school life I was always not recommended to go on the rod. But someone suggested it and I was just like, you know what, I don't have to take a pill. Everyone's different, everyone reacts to birth control differently, so maybe I will have fine effects on the rod. So I was put on the rod late January and I had the rod until the following year in February, so I had it for about a year and a bit. Half the time using the rod I had no periods and yeast infections all the time, and then the other half I was bleeding every single day. So it was a very miserable experience. I can make a whole separate video on how that went and how I dealt with that, but that's basically the gist of it. When February came this year, I was like, hell no, I'm not putting up with this anymore. It is not fixing itself, so I'm just done with this. I'm so sick of feeling uncomfortable and unwell. So I went down to my family planning clinic and I told them what was happening, and I got my rod taken out and I was put on a new pill. I decided to just try a pill to begin with. It was the most, I guess, weak pill, like maybe the one that had less hormones or something. I don't really know. They just recommended me a new pill. It was called the Norman. So I went on that and probably mid-February, and by mid-March I had my first period. It was definitely a pseudo period brought on by the sugar pills, and it was generally the worst thing I have ever experienced. First of all, for the first month of not bleeding, I had crazy pregnancy symptoms. During bleeding I had pregnancy symptoms, and after the bleeding I had pregnancy symptoms. I felt very, very pregnant. That's how it felt. It was like, I'm terrified and I feel pregnant right now. But I took the pill anyway. Mid-March came, I'm bleeding like a madman. This is the worst I have ever bled, and I bled every single day for months on end, but it was very light bleeding. This time it was lots. It was like Niagara freaking Falls. It was so, so terrible. I had the most insane cramps. I had nausea. I had tender breasts. It was literally crazy. I finished my pseudo period pills and the bleeding just kept on going for like another week and a half. So I probably had my period for like almost 3 weeks, like 2.5 weeks. I was just bleeding like crazy. I ripped some clothes, I ripped the blanket, and they were just like past saving. Honestly, I was like, there's no way I'm going to try and get the blood out of that. It was just an insane amount of blood. I'd never bled like that before. So April came and I finally stopped bleeding, which was great and exciting, wonderful. And basically for the whole month of April, I didn't bleed at all. End of April, I was like, this sucks. I feel pregnant all the time and I'm done with it. So end of April, just before May, I chucked out my pills. I was like, hell no, I'm not going near them again. I'm going to find something else and try something else. I was planning to go on the IUD. The non-hormonal one. So that was my plan. May hit, May 2nd, and I couldn't shake the pregnancy symptoms. Like legit, I still felt very pregnant, and I know I'd been paranoid the first 2 months before because of all the pill symptoms and stuff, but I hadn't bled in April, and I just had an inkling. I was like, I just don't trust this. Like, I don't trust it. I don't feel good. So I went down to the supermarket and I went and got the 2 cheap paper pregnancy tests. I paid like, I don't know, $8 something for them. I came home May 2nd. That night I took the tests and a faint line popped up. I'll show you what it looked like. That was a couple of hours taken after I'd taken the test, so it's quite positive in this photo, but it was inaccurate when I took this photo, so it didn't look quite as dark as it does in this photo, okay, trust me. So basically I took the 2 tests and a very, very faint line popped up. I didn't believe that that was a real line, but I wasn't sure. Like, obviously I still had this suspicion, but it wasn't a confirmation for me. I wasn't like, okay, I'm pregnant. It was just like, I have no idea. So I didn't really trust the cheap tests, and it was so faint. The pamphlet said that if it's a super faint line, to hold it like that, arm's length away from you. If you can still see the faint line, then you're pregnant. When I did that, I couldn't tell whether I could see the faint line or not. It was nighttime, not good lighting. I just couldn't trust it, and you know, by the time I had good lighting, obviously it would be inaccurate anyways. So I was like, hey, tomorrow morning I'm gonna save my urine pee. I'm gonna save my morning pee, and I'm gonna head down to the supermarket and get expensive tests. So I went down and I got first response tests. It was like $30 something. It came with 2 streamline tests and 1 digital test. And I was like, okay, I'm going to trust these. Whatever these say, I'm fully going to trust them, because these were bloody expensive and they better bloody work. So I came home May 3rd, morning urine, and I took all 3 tests and they were definitely saying yes. Here's a photo here, but I'll also show you these ones that I've kept. You can see pretty obviously pregnant, and yeah, I was kind of like, okay, shoot, like I'm pregnant, and that's kind of when I accepted that, yeah, I was definitely pregnant. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go down to family planning clinic when they're open and confirm with them that I'm pregnant. So I went down on a Monday, May 6th, I think, and I went and got a pregnancy test done, and also an STI test and stuff like that. She confirmed that I was definitely pregnant. She matched it up with my period and assumed that I was probably 7 weeks pregnant at the time. And we later find out that that was not true. But yeah, basically she was like, okay, you're like 7 weeks pregnant. That's almost 2 months. And we booked my blood tests and my ultrasound. So I did my blood tests on May 6th as well. Turns out I'm B positive, but everything was good for the blood test, I guess. And then my ultrasound was booked for the 20th of May. On the 20th of May, I went into my ultrasound clinic and I did my ultrasound, and I found out then that I was only just 5 weeks pregnant, probably. It was a tiny dot in a yolk sac. So basically when I went to my clinic, I was like, I think like not even 4 weeks pregnant. So there was definitely a discrepancy between my birth control and how I got pregnant. But yeah, there was a discrepancy, but yeah, that's fine. So yeah, it was really tiny. I don't have a photo of that. It was so tiny. So they rebooked an ultrasound for the 4th of June, and that is when I got this little ultrasound, which is so cute. It's just a little tiny bean. Didn't do much. It was just a bean inside of me. I was like, holy crap, that's a baby, right? So that was on the 4th of June, and then so that was the 4th of June. So around this time, I was telling my friends and family. I told my family first, of course, and my mum actually ended up telling one of my friends first before I got to. So that was a little annoying. But anyways, telling my parents, I pretty much just told them if I could talk to them and if they could sit down, and my mom basically guessed. She just asked me, am I pregnant? I said yes. She asked me again to make sure I wasn't joking. I said no, yeah, I'm pregnant. There was a bit of shock, but obviously they're just excited for another moko to join the family now. They're super supportive, and when I told my eldest sister, she was super calm. She helped me make a plan and stuff, so she was awesome. And when I told my other sister, she was in a lot of shock. She probably gave me the biggest reaction anyone gave me at all. Everyone else was pretty calm. She literally screamed at me, like freaked out. She was like, what? Like, are you showing? How far along are you? Like crazy reaction. My friends and my brothers were all really calm. They were just like, congratulations, just super nice and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It wasn't really that much pressure. One of my best friends is a teen mom. So again, not really, like, I don't know, it's just not that, I guess, it's a big deal, but not as much as it would be if I was still in high school, for example, and relying on other people. Yeah, I'm an older teen, you know what I mean? But it's a big deal to me. Yeah, I was freaking out. It was emotional. It was hard the first trimester, and yeah, a lot was involved, and I made a first trimester video that I'll upload. So yeah, telling everyone was pretty fine though, and yeah. So I went and met my midwife, and I don't have a midwife. I have like a communal one, so I don't have someone who's gonna follow me up all the way to birth, but that's fine by me. Personally, I'm fine with that. She's a really lovely lady, and she obviously books all my appointments for me. So I had my 12-week scan on the 1st of July, which is this photo. Baby, so big. This was literally the coolest experience ever. I go into detail on my first trimester video, but that was awesome. So beautiful, and I'm really excited to be a mum. Obviously there's a lot of hard emotions involved in this decision and in this pregnancy, but now I'm just like, I've gone through all the hard stuff, and I'm just kind of enjoying being a mum to be, I guess. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you do join me on this journey, because it's just gonna be a cool one. I want to document as much as I possibly can, because I don't know, that's the day and age that we live in, social media, and it's a great way to store things. It's to post it and then it's stored on YouTube, because I don't have a lot of storage and I don't want to pay for storage. So yeah, okay, thank you guys for watching. Okay, bye!